So today in this video we are going to look how to crush the queen's gambit in the black from the black. So yes, let us start with the move d4, which is the most common from your opponent, and we go the d5 move. After they offer the pawn of c4, we take it, we just accept it. Yes. After this move, there are three common responses: e4, attacking this pawn directly, knight c3, gaining a tempo, and then going for this e4 move. So we are going to look all the move one by one. So let us look the first move, which is knight c3. What it does, it doesn't allow us to move directly b5 to gain this pawn, to gain a support of this pawn. So now we play a6. What's the motive behind this move? Yes, if you spotted it, we have to move directly here, but this knight can take it. So we are adding additional defender to this move. After this move a6, and now if they play e4 to strike this, and now we play the move b5, after which this is a solid pawn structure and you can't take any of this, and you have to develop your bishop on any passive square like this. Then we develop our bishop on b7. We can fianchetto it. We gain a free development here like this, because you can see we can freely develop here because this can't be pushed directly. We can take this. So now from this position here, they have to develop their knight, and from now we play the move e6. That will not counter strike here. We can still play here because this move can't be there. So after this move, we are controlling some part of the center. We can go bishop here. We can bring knight here and castle. Also we can go for this fianchetto bishop, which is also called as the dragon variation in the queen's gambit. It's all winning here because we have won a pawn. So now going back here, after this knight c3 move, they are knowing that we are going for this move, and what if they play a4 move to stop this? So now again, instead of going here, because you can see this move is made with after you capture, you can't capture here because you will lose a rook, so you are still losing another pawn. So we will not play this b5 move, which is a game losing move for black. After this a4 move, we come up with counter striking on the center with e5. Yes, after this e5 move, white has a three options. First, to move their pawn forward. Second is to defend it. It's some passive move. And third is to trade here. So let us look what if they advance their pawn forward. Now we have this bishop b4 move, which takes the advantage of the pawn, and now white has no tricks of this queen a4 check, which will lead to the bishop loss because we can't develop our knight. Still this is covering, but you can see this pawn which was here was not restricting this queen coming in here. So now this queen can't go here and check the black king. So now we can take a free development. After this move, they can solidify the center with this move, creating a nice square for this. But now we have queen h4. Yes, adding a pressure. And now if your opponent plays g3 to strike over your queen, we will simply take it because this knight is pinned to the king. And now if they try to defend it right away with the queen, now we have knight f6, adding another attacker on this bishop. So some of your opponent might play here in g3 or knight f3. Let's look at the move knight f3. We will just simply take it with a check. So you have to trade the queens because this knight is pinned to the king. So after queen trades, there is an extra pressure on this knight. So you have to defend with that bishop. Now we take the bishop because he has lost a bishop pair. Now he has white has lost another development move because this knight develops here, goes against here, and now he has to bring back again here or here, and now develop. But now we have this c3 move. Let us look on the board only. If they take here, we take it, and look the pawn structure of white, and take a overlook with the pawn structure of the black. It's a total. And on the next move we can just castle. We can gain a free tempo over here. And now if they try to castle over long side, we have the c3 move. After they take, I take. Yes, you lose a pawn on this, but yes, after this move, when they trade here, we have got an open file instead of this two pawns. So it's a total winning position. When the castle here, we are ready to attack our to take our army on the king side and attack there. So here we have looked a common response there, which was going here. After this move, after e5 counter striking the center, they have again a move which is to trade the pawns. Yes, this restricts this knight to develop, but now we have queen captures d1 check, trading of the queens. Knight captures d1 is the first because you don't have to lose the castling rights. Knight c6 attacking this pawn, and they might somehow defend this with knight f3, but now we have bishop e6 defending this pawn. They still play here, but we have no threats because now we have this bishop here. The knight goes here, centralizing this knight on the Arabian subsquare. But now we have some tricks of this knight coming in here. So you have to move your king now. Otherwise you can also move your rook. But let us see what if your opponent moves your king. That against gain a free tempo over castle check. Alongside castle plus check. So now you have to block with the bishop. And again it's a total winning position. Yeah, it's equal. But you can see on the next move we can go c3. After trade, we we simply go knight here. We can bring here. Let's say now if the castle, okay, this king is moved now, so they don't have to castle. Let's say just they go here and create some breathing space for the bishop. But now we have this move. Okay, let's say if they didn't play this, if they try to fianchetto their bishop, but now we have this move which will strike over this pawn, and you have only one way to defend it, this way. So going back here, we have also one variation here where after this move, so now from this position we are going to look the third variation, where they play some passively, play this move, attacks this pawn. So now we have this e captures d4, trade in the center, and when we go knight c6, they have two options, either to go for this capture, or if they push this d5. So let us look one by one. If they directly take here, we have again this pawn in the center which is isolated, and now you have to trade it, and we have this threat. You have to move your rook, and it's a total winning position because we have won a piece, oh sorry, a pawn. So going back here, when we look, what if they try to attack a knight like this? They are saying, I attack your knight and I'm still attacking your pawn. But now he's wrong, because now we have knight a5 move which completely defends this, and there's no way to attack your knight. Let's say if they move here, we have this n pass capture, and again we have won a second pawn because you can't take with the queen, it is defended by our knight. So now it's a way more harmful pawn here, So you have so now he has to defend with this move. But now we simply take here because this queen can't take here because it is defended with our knight. So it's again a winning position here. So this is how we looked. And now after going here, if they start developing their knights here, let's say not this move, if they just develop their knight here, we have this bishop b5 b4 pinning this knight to the king, because you can see this pawn when it was on a2, it can go here and ask this bishop a question, why are you here, means to trade off this bishop. But now since it is not here, we have an extra advantage because this queen also can't give this check and pick up this bishop right away this. So now they have to develop their bishop on a passive square on e2 only, because if they go on the fianchetto they would need a much more time, because after bishop e2 we develop knight f6, double attacking this pawn on the center. So yes, they have to pin. If they pin our knight with bishop g5, no use of that pin because we simply play this queen captures d5. Yes, after this move, if they take our knight, yes, if they said this knight is defending your queen, but what if I take your knight? Then now we trade the queens after any of the pieces take this, and then we take our knight. So let us look, they have to trade it, and we again apply a pressure here. So let's say if they just castled, then we have knight captures c3, b captures c3, and now we take with the bishop. So now we have won a 3-pawn advantage. So it's a total winning from black and losing from white. So going back here, how e3 is not also that much good because it leads to another pawn loss. So now we have left with only one variation in the queen's gambit. After this d4, d5, c4, d captures c4, and instead of going knight here, they directly go with this d e4 move. Now what we can do? Yes, after this move, they attack in our center, directly crushing to our pawn. But now we play this e5 move, counter striking the center. Now they really have these two options, either to go here, which we will look the first. But now after we develop on knight, oh sorry, going back here, sorry. Okay, so after this move, we will develop our knight on this f6 square, which will attack these both pawns. So now you have to defend this pawn. So to defend this pawn, if this knight goes on c3, now we have b5 move defending this pawn. So we are inviting this white knight to take our pawn. So this is a great move according to the position. It's called a great positional move because this pawn is right away defending this, and you can't take with the bishop, so you have to take this with your knight. And after they take with the knight, yes, we have this knight captures e4, because this knight was defending this e4 pawn, not now. Okay, and now they capture our pawn with bishop captures e c4. Then we have bishop b4 check, king f1 is only the move because any of the pieces can't block. As you can see, if this bishop blocks, we can take it freely because this knight is defending our bishop. You can't take with the queen because you would lose two pieces in exchange of queen. Yes, sorry, you would lose a queen in exchange of two pieces. Okay, so he has to move a king, and you can see this now. King is moved to an undesired square, an annoying square which would lead him to a great loss or a major loss. So now we can play c6, we can trade the pawns in the center. But now if he falls into this, we have an interesting queen captures d1, which is a checkmate. So he don't has to fall in the this trap. So not from directly here. After they take it here, it's a total loss because we have queen takes queen checkmate. So they have to save the queen, something like this. Okay, this move is also not because we have double supporter of this square. So it's a total winning from the queen's gambit, accepted also. So this is how we looked. This is how to crush your opponent with this queen's gambit, accepted. So if you like this today's chess video, please subscribe to our channel and like this video. And there is a one solution for the white to maintain the position from here, which is e captures d5, not playing this, simply playing e3, defending this, attacking this. It's a quite passive move, but it saves the game of white. Now we counterattack with e5, bishop captures c4, e captures d4, e captures d4. Then we have knight f6, and we have the development normally. After this, we have bishop d6, bishop e3, castle by black, both sides castling, bishop e6, and now after bishop captures c6, f captures c6, you can see black has got an extra open file which can cover all the central squares. So now the position is slightly better for black, but yes, it's also white who maintains the position. Now we can develop our knight because you can see after we develop he can't directly push because we have this pawn takes, so they can develop their knight and the whole game is equal. So this was in this video. If you like this, please subscribe to our channel and like this video. So we have looked and covered all the variations, all the lines, and I have told all the theory that is possible in this queen's gambit, accepted to crush your opponent with black. So if you like this, please like to our video and subscribe to our channel.